Conservatives in Florida who've been so aggrieved, so offended by Confederate statues and memorials being taken down in some parts of the country might soon have some more protection, legal protection. Because in a 6-2 party line vote, the Republican-controlled Community Affairs Committee on Wednesday backed a bill which would give standing to people to file lawsuits if they believe that they have, quote, lost history or the ability to teach about the past because of monuments being removed or relocated, or because the structures were not protected from damage. So the idea is, if a statue gets taken down, then people in Florida would not be able to use that as an opportunity to teach about history, which is a thing that has happened. Who is going to these memorials and like bringing in their kids and having a serious talk about like Nathan Bedford Forrest? Who is doing that? That is not why they're there. They're not defending them because they proactively want them. They just don't want to lose them because they feel like they're losing out to the woke infantry or something. That's all it is. But I want to focus on one thing that they said there, because they said it would give people standing to file lawsuits if they believe they have, quote, lost history. I will remind you, we're talking about Florida. Florida has banned the teaching of all sorts of history. Do those parents have standing because they've lost history? So you can have a statue of a KKK leader, but Rosa Parks is some race, I don't know what, certainly we're not saying in school. That's a weird legal position for people to be in Florida, Waz.
It's just this idea that you can't mention the existence of racial strife, but you're gonna celebrate Confederate, so like what? Like the Confederacy was a rogue state, fighting for racial slavery. Like it just makes no sense. Except if you understand it under the prism that they think these are shiny toys for their electorate to play with. They really think they can lull the people to sleep with this kind of thing. I think that's classic what you're doing. But this idea that race is banned, race talk, race discourse, white people have been great forever. Obviously, clearly, John. How could you imply anything else?
I agree.
I agree. Get all bent out of shape about Confederate monuments. It's weird. It's weird to take a race neutral approach to all of this stuff and get all bent out of shape about the Confederacy.
Yeah, I'm gonna give one of the bill's sponsors, Jonathan Martin. This is his reasoning for the proposal, and this is his honest opinion. This isn't a cover story at all. The older the monument, the more important it is because it provides a starting point for what our country began as, who led our country. And looking around in modern day America, especially many of our big cities, sitting even up here in the committee room, we can look around and see that our America looks a lot different than it did when any of these people are depicted on monuments were running things. Well, yes, that is true. First of all, many of the people that you are memorializing are not the people that got our country started. They're the people who tried to tear our country apart. And that is a part of our history, that is true. But I feel like to the extent that many of these people are willing to have that be a thing that is discussed, it is in at least a defensive posture. If this is really about history, first of all, why did it take 60 to 70 years to put up the monuments? And why did it coincide with the beginning of the civil rights movement? Why did you all of a sudden have a newfound veneration for these Civil War era leaders, including KKK members? Why is it that all of a sudden you had an issue with it? And if it's just about history, then okay. If you can't take down these monuments, then to the left and right of every one of these monuments, you pick a notable historical figure, a person of color, and you put them on either side of them or whatever. Because it's just about teaching, and what better way to teach than one monument would be 3 monuments right next to each other. Again, it's not about that. It's not like conservatives are taking like driving tours of state capitals so they can see all these monuments. Again, it's not a proactive thing. It's just not wanting to lose something that they know is a representation of this era when racists like them were in charge. That's what this is actually about.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.